Hey, it's Palm Sunday, beginning of Holy Week. I'm sure not everyone understands the significance of this day, but I have been kind of reflecting on the message that I heard today at my church, and something that's been kind of popping up throughout the week as a common takeaway, if you will, is the idea of expectations and entitlement and how they alter our view, our lens, so to speak, which is so funny because that message kind of popped into my head throughout the week, and then on Sunday my pastor actually preached about lenses. So that's just how God works. But I think when you really boil it down, like the message that he shared today was talking about how Palm Sunday went from Jerusalem welcoming in the Savior, welcoming Jesus, and they went from a place of welcoming and accepting him to rejecting and crucifying him in a span of 6 days. So from Palm Sunday to Good Friday, he was the Savior, he was adored, accepted, acknowledged, and then he went on Good Friday to being rejected and crucified. And I know that's all a part of how the gospel plays out, but it kind of makes you wonder, how did that all happen? And what the message today was really focused on was how people's expectations led ultimately to the rejection of Jesus. And I think I can personally relate to that, because as a Christian, when I got saved a long time ago, back in the late 80s, early 90s, and it was something that I did just to basically know that I was saved and not going to hell. But I never truly grasped the concept of Christianity and growing in a relationship and in faith with him. And because of that, when hard times came, and maybe 10 or 15 years ago, I went through a period where I was dealing with some tough things. I went through divorce and kind of starting over and not getting to see my kids as often. And I started to question where God was in all of that. And it's because of the lenses that I had on. I was looking through the eyes of, what about me? And where I was looking through heartache and loss and not focusing on my faith. If we don't demonstrate faith in the hard times, then we don't truly grasp the concept of being a Christian. Christianity is not a magic wand. God does not clear our paths and make everything smooth and perfect when we become Christians. The idea is that we learn to lean on him in those hard times, and in the times when we don't get our prayers answered and we think we deserve something that we don't, or maybe God's got something better in store. And I can personally attest to that in my life. Recently, I've been discovering the reality of that is that, the things that I thought God withheld from me were actually him leading me to something better. So I hope that speaks to someone's situation right now, and that this little message that I'm sharing is something that will encourage you in that way, that God, when he answers prayers, he answers all prayers. Really, he answers them with yes, no, or not yet. And sometimes the not yets are the best answers, because he's got something better than what we had in mind, and our expectations have a filtered lens of our own making that is not as great as what his lens is. He knows what's best for us, and we have to trust in that. That's what faith is all about. So just keep that in mind and take that to heart. Take it as a little message that hopefully will be able to help you through whatever you're going through. So God bless, and have a great week.